Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. We are back again today to do another collection video and declutter. I'm going to walk you guys through my top drawer. I'm actually going to show you guys what I have, like kind of how my current desk is set up. I do have plans to get a new desk soon. I think I've said that in like the last 4 videos. This desk is hideously ugly. I mean, it's a children's desk that I got at a thrift store for $10. It is brown and yellow, which is perhaps the ugliest color combination in the world. But this desk does hold most of my makeup collection other than my eyeshadow palettes and a couple other things because those eyeshadow palettes need a furniture item of their own. Today we are going through my top 2 drawers, which house my bronzers, my primers, my foundations, and my blushes. So I will go through all of those with you guys, and we are going to be doing a bit of a declutter. I don't know that I'm going to hit the numbers that I hit with my eyeshadow palettes because I have done a declutter in a lot of these categories recently, but we're going to see if we can make a little bit of room. Before we jump into things, special welcome to any of you that are new to my channel. Very happy to have you here. I hope you enjoy this one. If you do, please do me a favor and give this video a big thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe before you leave. And with that said, let's take a look at what's in my current collection and see if we can clear some room. Okay, so here is my top drawer. This is the one we are going to be focusing on today, as well as the drawer underneath. This is my blush drawer. This houses a whole bunch of stuff. So I've got in here my foundations are over on this side, primers kind of mixed in this front section. I also have a whole bunch of stuff that I've got on my desk. I have a little bin that holds some other stuff. So we're gonna actually throw all that stuff in here, along with a few straggling things just around my desk that belong in here, but obviously will not fit. So we are gonna go through them all. Let me just throw in the ones that belong in here. These are currently in my Shop My Stash. Here's some more primers. I actually have a whole bunch of bronzers here as well. So let's throw these in here as well. And that is everything. Yes, clearly I need to do some decluttering and try and find a few things that I can get rid of. So let's start with primers. I don't think I've ever decluttered primers before. So I'm just going to take all of my primers out and set them just up on my desk. Okay guys, so not a ton. Let's start with a couple I think I can declutter. So this one right here, I actually love this. This is the Catrice Fresh It Up Aqua Fresh Hydro Primer. This thing I think has been discontinued. I've had mine for over a year, so I think I'm ready to let this one go. This one right here, this is the Milani Soft Focus Glow. This one's tricky. So these two kind of remind me of each other. I actually like the packaging of this one a little bit better, but this one is newer. So this one's actually really close to being gone. So I'm gonna go ahead and just toss this one because it's pretty much gone. I probably used about 80% of it. And I have had it for a few years now, so I think I can let this one go, even though I love it. I don't like the packaging on this one quite as much, which I've told you guys like 40 times. I'll stop talking about it. But it is a good product other than the packaging, and I can force myself to get some good use out of it. So I'm gonna keep this one, get rid of the Milani. I'm also gonna keep my Ofra Cools Cucumber Primer. One of my favorites. I love this stuff. I'm going to keep my Flower Beauty Supernova Celestial Priming Whip, another favorite of mine. And kind of to go along with that one, I'm going to keep my Flower Beauty Skin Elixir. This one I love as well for certain days when my skin's extra dry. Here's one I think I can let go of. This is the MAC Strobe Cream. I kind of like this stuff. I just don't use it very often. I don't use it as a primer, and it's pretty old. I think I've had this for like 3.5 years, so I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that one away. I think I'm gonna pass along the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I used this recently. It's decent, but they don't make this one anymore. And I think I have sisters that might enjoy this one, so I'm going to pass this along to one of my sisters. I am going to keep my Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. Love this stuff. I'm getting pretty close to finishing this one up. I'm also going to keep my No Pore Blum Primer. I'm keeping my other No Pore Blum Priming Essence. I love this stuff. Keeping my Hollywood Flawless Filter. You know, I don't use this as a primer, I've mentioned several times, but it is in my primer drawer, so, and I know a lot of people do use it as that, so I'm going to keep this with my primers and continue to use it. Last but not least, I have a mini and a regular size of the Garnier Glow Boost Illuminating Moisturizer. I love this stuff. Mine's getting kind of old though. I might just keep the mini and toss this one in the trash. I want to say that I'm probably like 70% done with this one and it's pretty old. So I think I'll toss this in the trash, keep this one, and try and finish this one up. I just like this size for traveling, so I'll keep this for traveling, get rid of this. We're gonna hold off on putting these back in until I finish, but so far I am keeping 8, these 8 right here, and I am getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 6 right here. So not bad. Let's have a look at my foundations. This one is going to be a lot more difficult. I have got so many foundations. Let me just pull all of these out and we'll kind of walk through everything. Okay, we're just going to go through these really quick. So I want to start off with these two right here. So I want to get rid of one of these. I think I'm going to keep the Pretty Natural. I think I like the Essence one a little bit better than the Wet n Wild. Part of the reason I don't like this one very much is the shade is just really off for me. It's very light and it's very peach, so I have a hard time getting the shade to work for me, and it's not, I don't know that I think the coverage is quite as good. I will be keeping both of my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundations. I really like both of these. I'm going to keep my Estee Lauder Futurist Hydro Rescue. I'm going to keep my Beauty Blender Bounce foundation. I'm going to get rid of this. These are the Cover Drops from Cover FX. These are the wrong shade for me. I used to use them as a mix-in, but they're still kind of orange, so I'm going to get rid of these. I'm also going to pass along these two foundation sticks. I sometimes like foundation sticks, but I'm finding that as my skin gets a little bit older, I have quite a few fine lines. Foundation sticks don't work very well, at least for me and my fine lines. They really settle into them. So as much as I like how quick these are, I'm going to get rid of them because they just don't work on my increasingly wrinkled skin. I think I'm going to pass along the Bare Minerals, you guys. I've used it a few times. I don't know why I don't like this stuff. Kind of does give me some coverage, but there's just something about a powder foundation I can't do. I just can't do it. Maybe it's a comfort zone thing. I just like a cream foundation. So I'm going to see if maybe someone else would enjoy this instead. I'm going to just toss this one in the trash. This is just a sample of the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I think I tried it once, but it's been around for a while and I'm pretty sure it's expired. I'm going to keep my L'Oreal Infallible foundation. That one's getting pretty close to being used up. I'm also going to keep for now the Flower Get Real foundation. Thanks to one of your suggestions to use this as a mix-in. I do like mixing this in to some of my foundations that can be a little bit heavy or a little bit drying. This is really nice as a mix-in, so I'm going to keep this. Definitely keeping my Dior Backstage foundation. I'm going to keep my Age Perfect Serum foundation. I do really like this, but I do think I'm going to get rid of the Dream Urban Cover foundation. This stuff's just a little too, it actually kind of reminds me of the Age Perfect, but it's a little bit more greasy on me. So I'm going to get rid of the Dream Cover. I am going to keep all three of my Light Illusion foundations. I have three different shades. I can use these two shades when I mix them together, and this one is a good shade just on its own. This is Nude L3, but I do use all three of them, so I'm going to keep all of them. Definitely getting rid of this. This is the Perricone No Makeup foundation. I got this at a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx, and I did not like it at all, so I'm going to get rid of that one. I have a few different bottles of the Conceal and Perfect foundation. I have 01 Creamy Vanilla and 03 Light Beige. I think I might get rid of 03 Light Beige because I think this one I've had for a long time. It looks like it's kind of starting to separate inside there, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep this one. If I need to darken it up, I can use another foundation to do that. I am going to keep my Thrive Cosmetics CC Cream. I didn't love this, but in the summer when I have a bit more of a tan, I do like it more than I initially did. The shade's a little dark on me. Sorry, I'm not really doing swatches today, but it is a little bit too dark for me in the winter, but in the summertime, it does work pretty well, and it's okay. It's not my favorite CC or BB cream, but it's okay. I'm getting rid of the Becca Aqua Luminous foundation. I thought I decluttered this last time I did a declutter, but somehow it made it back into my drawer if I did indeed do that, or maybe I decided against it. But this one is old. I need to get rid of it. So this is going probably in the trash. I have the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. I actually have a backup of this one as well. This is one of my favorites, so I'm definitely going to keep both of these. I'm also keeping my IT Cosmetics CC Cream Illumination, another one of my favorites. This one is brand new. I'm going to keep the Natasha Denona Face Glow Foundation. I've been really impressed with this one as well. Really like it. These two right here, the CYO Long Lasting Foundation, the Life Proof foundation. I know that these have been discontinued. I have two shades, 101 and 105. 105 is a good shade match. 101 is way too light, so I'm going to get rid of 101. This one here is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation. This is not a good everyday foundation. It's pretty heavy, but it does have incredible coverage. So for like pictures and stuff, this is a really nice one. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the HD Liquid Coverage foundation. Pretty sure this one's also been, has it been discontinued? I feel like something's going on with Catrice. Like, I don't know if their whole brand is getting discontinued, but the last few times that I've been looking at them on Ulta's website, I've noticed a lot of their stuff is no longer there. This is old. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. My Wet n Wild Dewy foundations, I'm going to keep, actually I think I'm just going to keep Soft Beige. I also have Soft Ivory. It is way too light for me, so I'm just going to keep my Soft Beige, which is a really good match, and pass along my Soft Ivory. I don't even think I ever used this one. This one right here is the Sephora 10 Hour Wear Perfection foundation. I used to really love this foundation. I just haven't used it for a while. I did go back to using it semi-recently just once, and I didn't like it as much as I remember liking it. So I think I'm going to pass this one along just because I need to make room. I have plenty of other ones that I like a little bit more, and it's older, so I think this one could probably go in the trash. This one right here is the Peri Para Ink Lasting Cover Foundation. I got this one in a Yes Style order, I want to say about a year ago. The shade is quite light on me. I don't know how I feel about this one, you guys. I don't know. Maybe I need to give it a couple more tries. I feel like in the winter, this would be better for me. I haven't used it since like last winter because it's a little bit light, but I might give it one more shot, see if I can get a little more use out of it this winter. These two right here, I have the two Maybelline Dewy and Smooth and Matte and Poreless foundations. These are just really old. I really love these if you're looking for a good kind of multi-purpose, very affordable drugstore foundation that's easy to get your hands on. I like both of these for different reasons. I actually even like to combine these two together, but mine are pretty old, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss them both in the trash. I'm gonna keep my ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. I do like that. You know I'm going to be keeping my Mise en Snelle Repair BB cream. It's probably my favorite foundation, and this one I'm getting so close to using up and ready to replace. I will replace this the moment that it runs out. Let's take a look at these three right here. I have three different shades of the Misha BB cream. I have 21, 23, and 27. 27 is like a perfect match for me, other than when I'm at my very, very fairest, but I can even then still get it to work. 21 and 23 are just a little bit too light, so I probably pass these along because I really just don't use them very much, but I am going to swatch all three shades for you guys. I know my lighting's not great here, but I think it's helpful to see swatch comparisons when it comes to color, just to see how like undertones differ. So there is 21, there's 23. So 21 and 23 have kind of a grayish, I know that sounds really unappealing, but they do kind of have this like grayish undertone. I don't know, I might keep 23. I think 23 I could get to work for me. Yeah, I'm gonna keep 23, pass 21 along, and let me swatch 27 just so you can see how it compares. I'm just about out of 27. There's 27. You can see 27 just has quite a bit more yellow in it, which generally works better for me because I do have quite a bit of yellow in my skin. I know it looks lighter on here. I think shade, as far as like lightness, they're pretty similar. This one just is a lot warmer, has a lot more kind of yellow or peach in it, whereas this one is a lot more almost gray looking. I don't feel like it looks gray on my skin. I haven't used this shade for a while. I'm going to keep it around and just kind of give it a try, see what I think, especially as my skin gets a little bit more fair in the wintertime, but I will pass along shade number 21. Two more here. I've got the Revlon Candid foundation. I did use this recently, and actually I kind of liked it, so I think I'm going to give this one more try. This probably is one of the first ones on the chopping block, just because I have kind of so-so feelings about it. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. And then this one right here, the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. I am so close to using this one up. It is one of, or at least was one of my favorite higher end foundations. Haven't used it for a while though, so I might keep this around. I feel like I could finish this one up, and I'm curious to see how I feel about this now that I've found some other high-end favorites like the ABH and the Estee Lauder Futurist and the Dior Backstage. I'm curious to see how I think this one compares. So that's going to be it. These are all the ones I am keeping. There are 28 total. As far as how many I'm getting rid of, there's 17 total. I'm going to show you guys in two different handfuls. So there's these right here and these right here. Okay, they're my primers, foundations. That is so much better. Let's now dig into my bronzers here. I've got a couple up here on my desk. So I'm gonna pull all these out. Okay, let's start with a couple, these two right here. Let's start with these two Flower Beauty bronzers. I really love the Flower Beauty bronzers, but I especially love this shade, which is Sunrise L1. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit cooler. This one's a little bit too warm for me, so I'm going to pass this shade along, which is the shade Sunswept. I'm going to keep both of these. These are both from Yes Style order. These are the Cotton Contour bronzers. If you're looking for a super cheap, super compact, travel-friendly, simple powder bronzer, these are really good. I have two shades, Baked Bagel, and this one, oh, I can't remember the shade of this one. I'll try and look it up. This one's a little bit cooler. I like both of these. This one's just a little bit warmer than this one right here, which is a little bit more ashy in tone, but I like them both. Also gonna keep my Hourglass bronzer in Diffused Bronze Light. This one's a little dark for me, but I do like using it as like a contour sometimes. Also gonna keep my Hourglass Larger Luminous Bronze Light shade. Really nice and warm, but this is like the perfect level of warmth for me. And I just love the Hourglass formula. I am going to get rid of this one. This one I got in a Yes Style order. It's from iMeme. It's a cream bronzer. I actually really like this. It's a really good close dupe for the Milk Makeup bronzer stick. I just don't use it. If I'm ever looking for a cream bronzer, I have a lot of other ones that I like a little bit more. Let's also pass along this one. This is from Bare Minerals. It's their Invisible bronzer in the shade, I think this is the light Fair to Light shade. This is actually really nice. I don't think they make this anymore though, and I hardly ever reach for it. It actually does remind me a little bit of the formula of the Hourglass. I'm also going to keep my Too Faced Milk Chocolate Bronzer. I still have my old packaging. This is the Fair Delight or Light Medium shade. I love this stuff. Such a good bronzer shade, especially in the wintertime for me. This one, I think I can pass this one along. This is the number 7 bronzer in the shade Maple. I really like the packaging. Well, it's really dirty right now, but I do like the packaging and the formula of these. Do they still make these? I know number 7 is kind of hard to get your hands on, but I like this one. It's just a little bit warm on me and I don't use it very often, so I'm going to pass this one along. I think I'm also going to pass along my Silky Matte Bronzer. I have the shade 1. I feel like I need the shade number 2. I heard a couple of you mention that shade number 2 is probably a better shade match for someone like me than this one. This one's just a little bit light for me. I have a hard time getting it to show up on me, so I'm going to pass this along to someone with more fair skin. Definitely keeping my Patrick Ta. I have the shade She's Sculpted. You guys know how much I love these. Definite keeper. I am also going to keep my e.l.f. bronzer in Forever Sunkiss. This is such a good drugstore bronzer. I'm also going to go ahead and keep my Butter bronzer. I am dying to hit pan on this. I feel like any day now it could happen. I have the light bronze version. I do want to get the new packaging, but I first want to at least hit pan on this one. Okay, I've got a couple large ones here. First off, my Marc Jacobs bronzer. If this wasn't so pricey when I bought it, I probably would pass it along. I do like it. I don't know. For how big it is, I never travel with it because it's too large. But I don't know, I just don't use it as much as I feel like I should. It is really nice though, so I need to keep forcing myself to use this one. Since I paid almost full price for it, I think I got like 15% off. I think I bought it during a Sephora sale long ago, and I think they may have discontinued these. Maybe not. Maybe they brought them back. It seems like I've checked a few times and it's always kind of hard to tell whether or not they've discontinued it. I am going to get rid of my Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. I have the shade 01 Natural. It's not bad. It's just a little warm on me. I have others that I like or that are similar, and it's broken and I need to make room. So gotta declutter some. This one's going to get the cut. I'm also going to declutter this. This is the Wet n Wild Contouring Palette. I actually really do love the bronzer in this, but mine's older. I don't know why I don't use it very much. I think I've had mine for a couple years. But if you're looking for something super cheap and really good, the Wet n Wild bronzers are really nice. And speaking of Wet n Wild bronzers, this one right here is their Sunset Striptease bronzer. I do really like this one. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one, even though packaging is like about had it. I'm going to keep my Nabla bronzer in Ombre. This is a really nice bronzer that has a really soft sheen to it. I love it. I'm going to keep my Juvia's Place bronzer. I actually don't love the warmer shade in here. It's a little too warm on me, but I love this shade right here. It's really nice. Definitely keeping my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. The more I've used this, the more I enjoy it. It's super subtle, but it's really, really nice. And speaking of Charlotte Tilbury, I will be keeping the contour wand, the Hollywood contour wand. This is another really nice one. Very pricey, but very nice. A couple more powders, then we'll get into some of my creams. I have 2 bronzers here from NARS. This is the original Laguna bronzer. I think the packaging on this has changed. I do like this one. Has a subtle sheen to it. It is a little warm, but I do like it. Also, this one is the Laguna bronzer in like the Sun Chaser. I can't remember the name of this one. It was a special edition or limited edition one. I actually like this one a little bit better as far as the shade goes, so I'm going to keep this one as well. Even though I know it's discontinued, I do like to use this one. This one right here is the River bronzer from the Samantha March Oprah collection. This is really nice one I like to use in the summertime. I don't love it in the winter. It's a little bit too warm for me, but I do like it when I have a bit of a tan. Okay, one more powder bronzer I will also be keeping. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Rhea bronzer. One of my very favorite powder bronzers. So good. Just a couple more. This is going to be hard. If I can get rid of one of these, that'll be progress. So these are most of my cream bronzers now. Start with my Milk Makeup. This one's not going anywhere. You guys know it's one of my very favorites. This is the Kiko Milano Sculpting Touch Contour Stick. I have the shade 200. I can't remember the name of the shade, but I'm keeping this one as well. I really like it. I'm keeping my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Sorry guys, my voice is just about to go. This one is in the shade Tan Lines. I really love this cream bronzer. It's really, really nice and small and compact as well. Also going to keep the ABH cream bronzer in Amber. This is an interesting shade. It's a bit like olivey, which I kind of like, especially when I have a bit of a tan. I don't know that you can see that right there. That actually looks pretty warm, but it has almost like a green undertone to it that looks nice on my skin in the summertime, and there's a ton of product in here. I do like the formula as well, really nice. This one is the Wet n Wild Contour Stick. I would probably get rid of this one, other than I talk about this one a lot when I'm comparing other cream bronzers to affordable bronzers, because this is one of the most affordable bronzers, if not the very most affordable bronzer at the drugstore, and I do think it's pretty good. I'll probably keep this one around just for the purpose of doing videos. I don't use it a lot. It's not my very favorite one, but it is a good one to compare other ones to. And last up, these two right here. I feel like I want to get rid of one of these. I really like the Persona bronzer formula, but it does break me out, unfortunately. So I feel like I should get rid of this one. I might find someone to pass this one along to. I don't know why it breaks me out a little bit. The highlighter doesn't do that to me, but the bronzer does just a little bit. I think I will go ahead and keep the Daniel Sandler watercolor cheek color in the shade Sun Glow. This is more of a highlighter than a bronzer, but I love putting this on like in the summer if I'm going to the pool and I just want like a quick bit of shine and a bit of color to my cheeks, like a no makeup kind of look. This is actually really nice. Although, who am I kidding? I don't put bronzer on before I go to the pool. That's pretty rare that I actually put makeup on before I go swimming. Okay, so there is everything finished. I got rid of just 8. I know that's not a lot, but I didn't have plans to get rid of a ton of bronzers, just enough to clear out a little bit of space, and look how much better that is, you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but that looks so much better than it did before. Moving down to my blush drawer. Here I have all my blushes in here. A little disorganized. I could probably get these all to fit in here, but I do want to try and clear out just a little bit of space, see if I can declutter just at least a few of these. So let's just go through them all, shall we? Starting with the Pat McGrath blush trio. I am definitely not getting rid of this. This is one of my most prized blush collection items right now. I love these blushes. Not a fan of the highlighter, love the blushes. Another easy one are my Juicy Pang water blushers. I have 6 of them, is that correct? Yes, 6 of them. Definitely keeping these. They are, again, some of my most prized blush collection items. In fact, I actually put these in the store. They sit at all times on the top of my desk because they're like my go-tos for kind of every day, so I'm keeping all of these. A couple in the back, I've got the Vanilla Peach Truffle Palette from BH Cosmetics. I do really like this. I'm going to go ahead and keep that one, along with the Alamar Cosmetics one. This one, I love this one. I mean, I don't use it a ton. I especially love these 2 shades right here. Pretty sure this has been discontinued. This is probably on the chopping block, but for now I'm going to keep it. I do still use it on occasion. This one, however, I am going to go ahead and get rid of. This is the e.l.f. blush palette. I have the dark version. These, I love the shades inside here, but they don't blend as well as I remember them blending. It might be because they're very old. I think I've had these for like 8 years. Oh, whoops. Looks like I do have one more Juicy Pang water blusher. I do have 7, it looks like. So keeping all 7 of those. I'm going to be keeping this as well. This is the Nabla Skin Glazing Blush in Independence. This is so beautiful, you guys. A really nice like rosy bronze shade. And this one from Nabla as well is the shade In Truth. This one's much more of like a watermelon pink shade with a nice sheen to it. It has a little bit of like a golden, has maybe a little bit more shimmer. It has a pretty strong shimmer, but it is really pretty on the cheeks. I am going to keep my Laura Geller blush in Tropic Hues. I love this stuff. I think you can still buy this on the Laura Geller website. I don't know for how much longer. It seems like they're kind of like clearing these out, but I do love this one. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. This is just a little palette from CYO that I bought forever ago. It has a really nice contour shade in here, a cream highlighter that I don't really like very much, and then a very bright blush. I just don't use this very much, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along, or I don't know, maybe even toss this. I'm gonna keep my MAC Glow Play blush in the shade Grand, really pretty shade. And then right here I have all of my Cheek Dew blushes. I'm going to get rid of this one right here, which is the shade So Cosmo. This is actually a really pretty color, but this one separates worse than any of them, so I'm going to pass this one along. I think I'm going to keep all 3 of these ones though. I have Hot Fuss, which you guys know is my favorite. This one right here is Hotline, which is also really pretty, and then this one I think is Bubbles. I'm going to keep my Nude Sticks Nudies Matte blush in the shade Sunkissed. I love this one as well. Oh, I always opened the wrong side. There it is. It's kind of like a brown rose color. Really pretty, especially for the fall. This one right here, the Honest Beauty blush. I think this is the one I have on my cheeks today. I love this. This is the shade Rose Pink. Really nice formula, really nice and long lasting for a cream blush. I'm also keeping both of my Persona blushes. I have 2, Carmel and Georgia. These are fantastic. I love them. I'm going to keep my Rare Beauty blush in the shade Nearly Neutral. Such pretty packaging. Look how pretty this is. It's like a little egg. It looks so pretty inside there. It is really nice. This one, the Thrive Cosmetics. This is the shade Tessa. So I really like this blush in the fall, but like only in the fall and only for certain makeup looks. It's this really deep berry tone. It's pretty unique to anything else that I have, but it's so dark that I can't use this super often. I have to use it a little bit more carefully, but look at that shade, you guys. If you have medium to deep skin, you might love this. This is a beautiful shade. It's just a little dark for my lighter skin tone. I'm gonna hold off on this one. We'll see how I feel once I do a couple more. Actually, I changed my mind. So I'm gonna keep the Thrive Cosmetics and get rid of this one from MAC. This is the Glow Play Blush in Rosy Does It Again. This would be a good one if you have more medium to deep skin. If you want something that's gonna really pop on your cheeks. This is a really pretty pink. I mean, this one blends out to something similar. I'd say maybe it's not quite as like purpley pink. It's a little bit more brown toned pink, but both of these are more suitable for someone with a deeper skin tone than me, so I'm going to get rid of the MAC one and keep the Thrive. I'm keeping my Patrick Ta blush in She's So LA. I still want to collect a couple more shades of these. They are always out of stock whenever I go on Sephora's website, but one of these days I'll pick up another shade, but I do love this one. I'm keeping my Hourglass Mood Exposure mini blush. Fantastic one. Such a pretty shade. I'm going to keep both of my Flower Beauty Gel Crush lip and cheek colors. I love both of these. Honestly, I love all of Flower Beauty's cheek products. They are fantastic. I'll also be keeping their blush bombs. I have Bubbly and Pinch. They're both very nice. These two shades kind of remind me of each other. This one right here is Strawberry Crush, but they're different formulas, so I'm going to keep all 4 of these. As for these right here, I really like all of these, but I think I'm going to get rid of this one in the middle. This is the Cheek Duo from e.l.f. in Watermelon. The only reason I'm getting rid of this one is I feel like these two blush shades are similar and I like Lychee a little bit better. So we will keep these two, get rid of Watermelon. This one, by the way, is Cantaloupe. The Kaja Playa Bento Trio, I have the shade 01. I really like the blush. I love the bronzer, and I don't like the highlighter very much. It looks pretty, but every time I put it on me, I feel like it just doesn't, like the shade's kind of chalky looking on my skin. I don't know why. I just don't like it on me, but I do love the blush and the bronzer, so I will keep this one for now. This is the Maybelline Fit Me blush. This is a really good drugstore blush. I have it in the shade, I think it's just the shade pink. I really like this, but honestly, I almost never use this. I think I'm going to pass this one along just because I never use it. I have other affordable ones that I like as well. These two right here are from Daniel Sandler. I am learning to like these a little bit more every time. They're still not my favorite liquid or cream blushes ever because they're a little tricky to work with, but I don't dislike them, so I'm going to give them another try. I have these 3 shades of the e.l.f. Multi-Sticks. I think I'm going to get rid of one of these. I'm going to keep Sparkling Rose and Bronzed Cherry, and then I'm going to pass along the shade Luminous Berry. These are somewhat similar to each other, these 2 shades, so I don't think I need them both. I'm going to keep this one and get rid of this one right here. Oh, my Kosas. I will definitely be keeping this one. This thing looks so nasty every time I open it, but I do love it. This is 8th Muse. Another favorite of mine, the Tower 28 blush. This one is in the shade, I think, Beach Please. No, Magic Hour. Beach Please blush in the shade Magic Hour. I love this cream blush. It's one of my very favorite cream blushes. I also really like the Milani one. This one is in the shade 110 Nude Kiss. I do really like it though. Really nice drugstore cream blush. I think I might pass along this one though, you guys. This is from e.l.f. As much as I love the putty bronzer, I like the putty blushes, but I don't like them as much as I like the bronzers. They're just not as dewy as I would like. I have the shade Tahiti, I think it's called. It's a really pretty shade. They kind of dry down to a matte formula, so if you don't like a dewier finish in a cream blush, you might like these a little more than I did. Again, I didn't dislike them. I just feel like I don't need this one. This right here is Max, what is this called? How did I forget the name? Margin. That's right. This is Max Margin. I don't even think they make this anymore. It's super pretty though. It was my first MAC blush ever. That's kind of the only reason I'm keeping it, but I'm going to keep it because it's a little bit sentimental to me. I'm going to keep these 2 right here. I do love both of these. These are the lovely cookie blushers. You can still get these on Yes Style. I think they're both adorable. This one right here is in the shade Ginger Honey Cookie, which is a really good, just kind of like nude beigey pink. And then this one right here is in the shade Strawberry Shoe, one of Charlie's favorite. Look at that bold pink. It's super fun. I don't use this one super often, but Charlie loves to play with it, so for that reason alone, I'm going to keep it. I am going to pass along this Note blush. This is a really nice blush. I got it in a BoxyCharm like 2 years ago. It's in the shade 5 Desert Rose. It's really pretty. It's kind of a unique orangey shade, but I never use it, so I think someone else will enjoy this. I'm going to keep my Milani Luminoso, oldie but a goodie. Have these 2 Flower Pots blushes. I have Peach Primrose and Warm Hibiscus. I like both of these. I'm going to keep them both. Tempted to get rid of this one right here because I have so many, it's so pretty, but I have so many other shades of blush that are so similar to this one. And as far as the formula, it's not like the ultimate best formula. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along, you guys. As beautiful as it is, I'm going to pass this one along and keep the flower ones. These three right here, I have the Essence, the blushes. I think I'm going to pass along this one, which is the shade Bespoke. I just don't use it very often. It's more of like a bronzy tone shade that I rarely reach for. I like these two a little bit better. I have the shades Befitting and Blooming. I don't think they make this one anymore, but I'm going to keep both of these and pass this one along. These two, I'm going to keep my Juicy Pang Jelly blushers. These are both like cushion blushes. They remind me a lot of the MAC Glow Play blushes. If you're looking for an affordable version of those, they are smaller, so I don't think they're like super cheap. I want to say they're about 10 bucks a piece, but they're both really nice. I like both shades. This one is the shade BE01. I don't remember what the name of that shade is, and this one is PK01. I'm also going to keep this cushion, Sugar Ball Cushion Cheek color. I think I probably should get rid of this one because I don't think you can get it anymore, but this is such a unique shade in my collection. Sorry, I know the swatches you can't see, but look at that. It's like a Barbie peach. Look how pretty that is. Yeah, you can't see it. My lighting is terrible. The sun has officially set, so we are no natural lighting here, all artificial. Let me check one thing. So before I decide to keep this one, I want to check it up against this one, which is from Fenty. This is in Petal Poppin', I think. Yeah. So here's, oh, those are similar. You know what? I'm going to keep Petal Poppin', since this one you can still get your hands on, and I will pass along my Sugar Ball Cheek Cushion. The formulas of these are similar. The shades are similar. This one's a little bit lighter, but they're somewhat similar, I think, on the cheeks, so I will pass this one along. Okay, we're getting down there. I have NARS Madly. This is such a beautiful blush. I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Between the Sheets from ColourPop, a definite keeper for me as well. I love this shade and formula. Milk Lip and Cheek in Work, another favorite of mine, definite keeper. Love this one, especially to throw in my purse in the summertime. And then these right here, I probably can find a few to declutter here. Oh boy, here we go. This one is the Primer Infused Shimmer Blush from e.l.f. This one is in the shade Always Hazy. This is a really pretty shade. Oh. Well, I'm going to keep this one since I got rid of that Essence kind of bronzy shade. I'm going to keep this shade, and then I might get rid of one of these. I have Always Silly and Always Rosy. This is their shimmer formula. This is their original formula, but shade-wise, I feel like these are about the same. Let's go ahead and get rid of the shimmer formula in Always Silly, and I will keep Always Rosy. Okay, getting down to the end, I have Max Melba, a favorite of mine, definitely keeping that one. I also have the Bare Minerals Gen Nude blush in the shade Let's Go Nude. Oh, this is such a good shade. I don't use this enough, you guys. Oh, the formula of this, it's a powder blush, but it feels almost like a cream. It's just such a nice formula. I'm going to keep that one more round. This might be on the chopping block next time, but we're going to try it one more time. This one, oh, I thought I decluttered this. This is Honeysuckle from Laura Geller. Go ahead and get rid of it though. I think I liked the Tropic Hues one a little bit better. And last but not least, I have the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur Blush in Blurred Buff. Oh, that's a tongue twister. I'm definitely going to keep this one. One of my faves. Okay, there are things cleaned up. I have 57 keepers here and just 14 that I will be getting rid of. Not a huge dent, but much, much better. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Very happy to see a little bit more space here in my drawers. Even though I'm not quite sure what my future storage is going to look like, having less is probably better. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Were you surprised by any of these? Were you sad to see any of these go? Let me know down in the comments below. I'd also love to hear if you noticed that I didn't have one of your favorites in one of these categories. Maybe I haven't tried it yet, so let me know what that is down below. I'll have to add it to my shopping list or my wish list. But that is all for today. Thank you guys again. Hope you guys are all doing well. I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye. Sorry about the glasses. I turned my ring light off in hopes that it wouldn't reflect, but it always does. I always go to edit and I think, oh, Mandy, ixnay on the lasses gay. Asses glay. Either of those is bad. Oh, which one's right? I don't really know the official rules of Pig Latin. Egg Latin pay. There's Charlie. Can you growl at everyone? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, scary.